After high school, I had a major problem. I was short, lacking self-confidence, and to top it all off, I was skinny. A youth small t-shirt looked like a men's large on me. If I had met spaghetti in an octagon, I would be the one coming out looking like meat sauce. The worst part of it all was I had the perfect formula. The perfect formula for staying small, and I had no idea. In the next 8 minutes, I'm gonna share that exact formula with you so that you can do the complete opposite and get big, juicy, and jacked. If you're new here, my name is Trevor. I'm a registered dietitian who has helped thousands of guys like yourself build muscle and do it without all the extra fluff. I myself have also put on over 50 pounds of muscle in my journey, and I'm here to share all of it with you so that if you want to, you can do the same. Formula aspect number 1. I barely ate anything. I was one of those kids who would wake up 5 minutes before the bus was going to arrive, most likely miss it, and I would barely eat anything in the morning. Like literally 9 times out of 10, if I were to eat breakfast, it was literally just one of those power bars, chocolate. And honestly, they like kind of look like poop. My point being is that that was not enough. And then it would follow up with pretty much nothing to eat at school through the whole day until lunch. Then I would have this school lunch, and everybody knows that school lunch isn't the greatest, so I wasn't eating a whole lot there either. Then I would maybe have a snack after school, and I played after school sports, so I would be there for even longer. I would finally get home, try to have a big dinner, but I was so exhausted from the day that I would have just that dinner, and then it'd pretty much be time to do homework and go to bed. I probably needed hundreds, if not thousands of calories more than I was consuming every single day in order to have the energy for the things that I was doing. Plus, just being a growing boy who needed a lot of calories in order to get taller. Maybe that's why I stayed at 5'8" forever. On top of that, I wanted to build muscle, and I was not gonna be doing that with the amount of calories that I was consuming at the time. And you may say, but Trevor, you were ending high school and heading into college, and I'm in my mid-20s or early 30s looking to build muscle. Isn't it different? No. At the end of the day, the same thing matters. You need adequate calories to go through the process that is building muscle. Plus, you need the energy for your lifts, which if they are better quality, then you're gonna stimulate more muscle growth as well. Formula aspect number 2. I was wildly inconsistent with lifting. I would go on these tangents of lifting for months, and then I would have equal amount of months where I wouldn't touch a weight or enter the gym at all. And if you miss one workout here and there, that's not a big deal. But if you are lifting for a couple weeks or months, and then you stop completely for a couple weeks or months, it's gonna be really hard to see progress and maintain the muscle that you've built. A better thing to do is that if you get into a busy season, that you just reduce the amount that you're lifting. Maybe you go from 4 or 5 sessions to 2 or 3 sessions. At least in that case, you can maintain what you've already built. And then when you have more time, then you can go through another growth phase. Growing up, I played lacrosse both in high school and then club in college. And I would do this every season where I would lift all year around until it came to lacrosse. And then I would stop because I thought that it would just be too much with lifting and playing lacrosse at the same time. And during the season, I would lose so much muscle and essentially have to restart at the end of the season. After working in professional sports myself, I realized they don't stop lifting. Maybe their intensity is a lot less because they have these other sessions, games, practices going on, but they're lifting all year round. And in season, a lot of that's just to maintain what they've already built. Whereas out of season, that's where they're getting a lot of their growth phase. Look, my point is, if you are wildly inconsistent, you have times of lifting a lot, followed by times where you don't even know where the gym is, then you probably just need to get a little bit more consistent and find a way that you can keep going even if it's at a reduced amount. Formula aspect number 3. I would love to stay up late. Look, you probably assume because I'm on YouTube that I am very extroverted. And honestly, I am. I love talking to people. I get energized by being out and about and with people. But I am also partially an introvert for sure. And I like my alone time. And the best time for me to have alone time, whether it was the end of high school or into early college, the best time for me to have alone time was late at night. And I would just stay up. But the problem is that was killing my gains because I would go from the possibility of having 7 or 8 hours of sleep down to like 6 hours of sleep, and sometimes even less. But what I didn't realize at the time is that your workout isn't where you're building muscle. Your workout is where you stimulate muscle growth. But where you actually are putting on the muscle is when you're sleeping. So I had this poor and not enough quantity of sleep. And then you combine that with number one, where I wasn't eating enough calories and I was just holding myself back so much. And that compounds with the fact that when you sleep is where you get a lot of your recovery. So my body was just breaking down from all these heavy lifts that I was really trying to get after it in the gym. And then I would grow tired. So it's no wonder that I was ending up having to take long breaks from the gym, is because I wasn't really rebuilding. I wasn't recovering from my workouts from session to session. And that really started to degrade my body over time. And that's gonna lower motivation when you don't feel great after many gym sessions back to back. Number 4, I had a huge ego when it came to lifting knowledge. For me, I felt like I could have this because my mom is a personal trainer. I literally grew up in the gym, learning how to lift weights, and I felt like I knew a lot more than most people. And honestly, I probably did, but that held me back so much because I didn't become a student of the game. And it wasn't until way later where I learned that even though I had the knowledge of the gym, I still needed to be able to put it into practice and be able to execute, not only for myself, but also having verbal and mental cues so that I could either teach others, or when my form broke down, I was able to get myself back into a situation where I had much better form that was actually stimulating the muscle I wanted to and reducing my risk of injury. I switched my major in college from computer science to dietetics so I could learn more about nutrition, which really opened up my mind to all the things I didn't know about nutrition. And actually what that helped me do was realize that there was a lot about lifting that I did not know, especially when it came to things such as programming workouts, or how to adjust workouts based on the fatigue of my body, or how to change the workout style from block to block so that I could build strength or focus on hypertrophy or muscle building. And that way I could make sure that I was gaining all aspects that would allow me to grow the most muscle that I actually wanted to grow. So don't be like me. Instead, be a student of the game. Constantly be learning more about exercise, more about nutrition. The hard part about this is that there are so many sources on the internet to learn from that it is overwhelming. It is hard to know what is good information and what is straight garbage that you shouldn't follow. Look, I'm not saying I'm right about everything, but I do think that I have the tools to help you because I've shown it with the thousands of clients that I've worked with in the past. So if you found value from this video and you want to learn more, then check out this video that YouTube thinks is the best one for you. And also check out the rest of my channel for free value that I'm giving away. And I'll see you there.